Bonjour à tous et bienvenue dans la rue vers l'Est. Aujourd'hui, c'est une vidéo un peu spéciale où nous allons continuer notre tour d'horizon des personnes vivant en Roumanie. Aujourd'hui, j'ai décidé d'interviewer une équatorienne du nom de Jenny qui fait des études en sylviculture, qui est l'étude de la forêt. Elle va bientôt présenter un doctorat et je vais l'accompagner aujourd'hui pour récolter des données, des datas, notamment de la forêt roumaine. On va en savoir plus. On va en savoir plus sur Jenny, qu'est-ce qu'elle fait ici, pourquoi une équatorienne se retrouve ici en Roumanie, à 15 000 km de son pays natal, dans une forêt. Donc on va la rejoindre et on va essayer d'en savoir plus. Elle a certains outils qui permettent de cartographier la forêt. Donc on va voir ça ensemble. Allez, on est parti. Oh, Jenita! ¿Cómo estás, Jenita? Where are you from? So, Ecuador?
Yeah.
Why you didn't choose another country like Peru or other stuff?
When I finished my bachelor, I started to look a way to know new places or maybe another country. And one of my professors was talking with me about the possibility to come here to Europe to study with a complete scholarship. So I decided to apply for this. I chose this here because also I know that there are a lot of different scholarships around Europe, but the problem was this was the best for me at the moment because it covers everything. Payment every month, you don't have to pay the taxes and anything because they give you back the money that you spend when you are here. What we are doing today, I think that I told you a little bit about this before. My PhD, it's about the application of different technology in the forest. So now what we have here, it's a scanner. Later I'm gonna show you how it works a little bit. Acá hay el borde.
So what means that, Jenny?
What do you mean?
What mean the two on the tree?
This?
Yeah.
Okay, what was telling you before is that in the beginning when we find the place when we are gonna collect the data, what we have to do is try to mark the principal tree. In this case is this one, where we have to, with a spray, create a circumference around it and put the number of the area or the plot. In this case, this is the plot number 2, because we are gonna use this as a reference to establish the coordinates of the plot and also to come back the next season to collect the data taking the base this tree. So you have to start to draw the area around it with a distance. Try to don't just put a small mark to don't have a big impact in the area. And after that, we are going to start to use the app to collect the data, as I told you, the diameter and the height of each tree. And after that, start with the scanner part. The scanner part is more doing like in an elliptic way because we need to start to try to cover all the area and the trees that we can find inside of each area. So what it means is that I'm gonna cut this area that is a circumference in 4 parts. And each part I'm gonna go trying to scan to get as better as possible the point cloud to after that analyze in the lab.
So here what you're doing?
I'm creating the point now, doing the coordinates to have the mark of the tree because after that in the map we need to put the coordinates.
Okay, so this is the GPS, right?
Yeah, this is the GPS, what is going to give us the coordinates.
Bon là du coup ce qu'on est en train de faire, on est en train de regarder quel arbre nous allons mesurer le diamètre et la hauteur, parce que certains arbres, comme celui-là par exemple, qui est tout petit, on ne calcule rien du tout, lui il sert à rien. Ça nous fait 16 arbres dans le secteur du 2, le deuxième secteur, donc tous ces arbres autour on va devoir calculer. Voilà, en gros celui-là c'est le minimum qu'on a là, tu vois, parce qu'il est pas si gros que ça. Celui-là on le fait, mais les autres on les fait pas.
This is the scanner.
Ok.
So here it's gonna come with a lot of things, but it's easy to ensemble, to be honest. So this is the principal part, and this is the battery.
Okay.
So you can check here. And what you have to do is just to connect in this way until you loosen the click. After that, you need to take this and just push. Now it's gonna start it.
And so that is scanning all the forest in a 3D, like in a 3.
Yeah, this has,
360
I'm
degrees.
not sure now, but it's, I think, 20 meters of distance. So
Okay.
that's why when you are in a big area, you need to try to create your own track to cover all the area and don't have some empty space between the point cloud. So that's why I was telling you before that we are gonna do like a cross actually
Okay.
around here to collect the data.
You start from the tree, you
Yeah.
go from a point, you go back, you go back, you go back.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, just give me a second. I need to take my phone because it works with the app. So here you're gonna see a little bit how it works. This is the app. It's a GD Trion scanner. First, you need to be in the center where you're gonna start. So here you what I do is put OK, and it's gonna start to calibrate.
Okay, yeah. It
You don't
synchronizes
need to
everything.
move to match the scanner because it's now the time of the calibration. The good part of this scanner is that you are gonna see on real time what are you scanning. So you are gonna see the track that you are using and also the image. So now you can see, and the way that you need to do is start to walk slowly and move your hand to try to cover all the area. So here you are gonna see like started to appear here the forest and the trees at this moment. So I'm gonna start now.
And what?
Forestry, why? Because since the beginning I really love the environment. Since I was young, my father also works with the wood. I think that was one of my principal motivations to be here. And to be honest, I just came here with the idea to be here for the master. Like 2 years, go back to your country, you know, start to work. But when I arrived here, first I started to really love this country. I love the nature. They have a lot of forests and space like our protected areas. And the life here, I think that is comfortable for me. It's a safe country, especially here in Brazil. And when I was here for finish my second year, my supervisor, he said if I would like to continue here, so they opened a new opportunity to continue with the PhD also, and with a complete scholarship. So I was like, okay, let's go to start with it. And now look at me in the forest.
Pendant que Jenny fait le scanner, que je vais essayer après, avec Monica, nous allons calculer le diamètre et la hauteur des arbres avec la magnifique application qui est ici. Ça scanne doucement. Je ne sais pas si c'est très précis, on va pas se mentir, mais bon. Moi, pendant ce temps, je dois compter combien de temps elle met à calculer le diamètre parce que la prise en compte du temps de calcul est assez important.
26.1.
And it's not painful to do it every time?
Yeah, it's difficult because after do like more than 10 plots almost every day, you have to move all the time your hand in this way. So I think that I'm stronger than before.
Just with one arm.
Yeah. And now we are gonna start to record with the video the area that we did. All the time focus to the central tree.
If you count all the hours that you spend making all your data, you think how many you have hours?
In general, I could say that it takes me at least 2 weeks. Also, these things depends of the weather because the scanner is not waterproof, so you can come to the forest if it's raining. Other important thing is like, for example, in winter, you know that it's like almost at 4 dark, so you can't see too much. And it's more complicated when you are scanning. The season when I spent not too much time was in summer because I was like in one day do like 8-10 plots, but on winter or like now, for example, sometimes I can just do 5-6 plots per day. Yeah. So depends of the weather, depends of the season, you know, a lot of things. Per plot, when it's a little bit difficult and it has more than 10 trees, doing all the process that we do, I think that 1.5 hours or no more than 2 hours. But when the plot is small and we have just like 5 principal trees, it takes like 1 hour almost. Let's go. Let's go. I had to try to select the plots by myself, so I was established according as is most close to me with the principal road, because I can take a bus or it's not a lot of time that you have to walk, because with all these things it's more difficult, and also the time that you are going to spend between each plot is going to be long. I'm comparing the accuracy between the scanner versus the app. In this moment, what I'm doing is comparing the data that I collect in winter versus what I collect with the spring. Because you know, winter, we don't have a lot of leaves, the branches are different. So it's, in my case, I could see that it's easier to analyze the data, but in spring or now that almost, you can see that with a lot of leaves, it's more difficult to try to cut and segment each tree. That is my proposal in the end of the day, is to get virtual each tree separate. But in the spring, you can't do that, and sometimes you have to cut some leaves or some branches to try to establish each tree. If you start in this position, that means that you're gonna scan this part, you know?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
this is showing what part you're gonna scan.
Okay.
So if you need to come all the time walking, like covering this area, this side, and if you come for this part, you're gonna finish doing this in this position.
Okay.
It's gonna do like this movement in
Okay.
total. Come back here, you touch here again, move to this part and with the same position, but in this way, and the same, you know, because this is gonna be it is gonna help me also in the time when I'm gonna analyze, because in the point cloud software, I'm gonna check which is the principal tree, and you know that there it's a little bit impossible, but with the track that I'm gonna check here, it's gonna help me and show me to know which one is the tree. So that's why I'm trying to always starting from here as close as possible to the principal tree. But you need to come always to the center. You need to walk like almost 5 meters of distance of the limit. You saw the
Okay.
limit sometimes,
Yeah.
right? You can see the marks, the small ones.
Make
Check
it
in here, don't walk so fast, because sometimes you're gonna see here that we are gonna start some problems. Now
Okay.
what you have to do first is take in this position and don't move too much, okay? I'm gonna try to do that now. Yeah, from now you need to start to walk. Let's go.
Okay. So I make
Slowly,
like that?
yeah, slowly. Showing this part.
Okay.
You can change of your hand if you need. Yeah, when you go for that part, you need to go a little more far and focus that area also. Okay, so now I started to come to the principal tree that is this. Focus all the time that section that you were scanning. So because now you're gonna do this part, you know?
Okay,
Because
yeah,
you
yeah.
covered this two areas. So again,
So
since
now?
here you need to walk
Okay.
up until almost the screen is gonna show you until what part did you came back.
yeah.
So you can see, and after that continue like trying to do a circle. You need to finish to this part, focus this area, because you are doing now this area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm so tired, Jenny.
I know what you mean. Could you imagine
I don't
do? Could you imagine do that 50 times?
I think
And
I
sometimes
can't.
when it's broken. So now you need to just to put complete. And okay, and now we are gonna see if it was working or not.
Exporting the data.
Yeah, it's gonna start to save. You did good. So here you can see.
look.
Here you can check. So this is what did you do. Look, this is the area. So also, wait.
So that is all the tree.
Yeah, and
That's-
if you wanna
it's
see
okay.
more clearly, because that was like the photo, this is what you do. Can you see? Here are the trees inside of it, all these points.
Look like a Minecraft map. And after your PhD, what you will do?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because first I need to finish this. I hope that until the next year I can finally end with everything, you know, with the defense and all the process. And after that I was checking there are some kind of internship that you can do with other universities to try to collaborate for investigation. So I was planning to apply there, but first I need to be able to finish, because as you said in the past, I think one of the principal problems, and I think that personally my difficulty that I have at this moment, that this work is hard, it's difficult to do.
Yeah, you're right.
And also for a guy. And I think that that is why one of the principal reasons there are not a lot of girls doing a PhD in forestry.
Yeah, because it's a work with mostly made by men in general, no?
That's true, and also if you want to be involved in the field trips, you're going to see that maybe one, two girls in a group of 10 guys, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I like it. I don't know, it's curious, because when I was a kid, I never thought that I'm gonna work in that area. I was thinking that first I wanted to be like a teacher, after that I wanted to study something about gastronomy. I really love to cook. I never think in my mind that I'm gonna start to do these kind of things, but look at me now. So it's curious, the life.
So you don't plan to stay in Romania?
Unfortunately, I'm not sure, but it's most probably that not, because here there are a lot of limitations. I'm not totally sure, but almost what I could talk with some people. To get a job here, it's more difficult for foreigners than for people here normal, first. And also it's because they have, like, I think in the law that they have to prefer the Romanian guys, and it's understandable. But for us, we need to be married with someone from European Union or be part of it to be able to apply for a job here. If you are not, it's more difficult that they can give you the access to get a job just in the private sector, I think. But the most of Romanian people, as I could see, they are a little bit scary to be involved in that things because it's a big process, takes a lot of time.
Yeah, to make all the paper of people, it's true.
I was actually trying to see because fortunately for my area I was able to be part on FORMEC, that is a symposium from foresters, foreigners that comes from other parts of the world. So this year, it was in June or July, was in Finland, and I was part of it. And I was involved in this area with people. I met new people that are from Germany, from Finland and other countries. They are working also with a topic similar to me, or they are interested in my area. So they said, when you finish, we can talk and let's see how it works. So I think that it's a good chance to continue here in Europe and also to get a good job. But all depends on the situation, you know, every time it's...
And it's colder in Finland than in Romania.
Yeah, that's true actually. The weather today was good. On Monday was raining a little bit and I came back to the office totally wet. And I put in the heater my clothes to try a little bit, also the socks.
We come like if it was full of snow, but finally, no snow today.
Let's go to Poiana.
No thanks.
Okay, so here.
Et je vous jure que ça me fait mal au bras. Je pense que c'est entre 2 et 3 kilos. Là, vous avez vu, il y a la marque ici. Donc maintenant, il faut que je continue à peu près 5 mètres après la marque. Maintenant, je commence à remonter. Et donc, je vais faire des petits quarts de cercle. Et j'ai déjà mal au bras. I'm good?
Yeah.
Yes. Elle m'a dit que c'était bien. Je suis trop content. Je vais faire un PhD. Hop là, je change de bras, j'ai trop mal, putain.
I think that from there you can start to come down.
So, we were good, Jenny?
I think that, yeah.
I make all the job, no?
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah. I was very helpful today. I'm the only one who work. The other do nothing. Me, with the mystery box. So now what is the plan? Because now you have all your data, and with your data, what you do?
I need to go to the software.
What is the name of the software?
I'm working at this moment with two softwares. The first one is one that comes with a scanner, is FDG 3on model. And the other one is, as I told you, the Cloud Compare, that it has free access. To be honest, sometimes I think that I like it, but I don't know if that happens to you. And I think in any situation, when you feel that you can stand more with something, it's like, why I'm here, why I choose this? And now, for example, that I have to come to the forest for the 4 seasons. In winter, for me was the worst part because the snow in my country, you know, we don't have the snow. I fell a lot of times in spring, all the time raining. So for me it was like, why I'm here, why I choose this to study. But now I continue here. Fortunately, I have good friends and people that are supporting me all the time with these things, with these field trips to go to collect the data. So now we are here. That's the reason.
Since how many years you live in Romania?
I think that I started my 5th year. I'm more familiar now here in Romania than in my country, unfortunately. You know, when you go out from your country, I think that you also start to be a part of a new culture.
Exactly.
And in my case, sometimes when I am at home, I don't feel in the same way that I'm here, because here in a kind of way I feel more free. And I really like this country, the people from here, with some exceptions, like everywhere, but the most part of the time I could find good people that really want to teach their culture, you know.
Was very interesting. Do you have a last word to tell us?
Thanks to you. I think that, to be honest, for me it's something interesting, this kind of topics, and it's a different way that you can learn something sometimes, especially with this new technology. You don't have like an access of a lot of information, so it's good that with this kind of videos you can learn how to use these things, and thanks to you to be part of this and to help me, because as you could see, it's difficult work.
Yeah.
So thanks so much, and let's see, with the time you can also learn how to process the data. Maybe it's gonna be interesting.
it's true.
For all the people.
So thank you too,
To you.
because like that you permit us to discover new products. Like really, I never saw that in my life, the scanner. So it's very good. So thank you, Janita.
Thanks to you.
Thank you, Janita. Bon, ben voilà, merci à vous d'avoir suivi la vidéo jusqu'au bout. Je repasse en français pour la conclusion. Ce fut une vidéo passionnante. Je suis un peu fatigué. Enfin bon, ça va, on a fait ça à peu près 2-3 heures, je pense. Et donc voilà, là on va manger tranquillement. Et voilà, je vous fais des gros bisous. Je vous invite à liker, à vous abonner, à commenter. Et on se revoit pour une prochaine vidéo. Salut!